I'm using this e.l.f. lipstick that tastes like candy, kind of bubblegummy today. So I just got home. Yay! And it's Friday. I'm going to work a little bit on the weekend, but it's all fun. It's going to be all pictures that I'm taking. The photo queen. Anyhow, so today I want to talk to you about a couple things. I want to show you on my other camera, my backup camera, how to shoot videos. Basically the live view mode on a Nikon camera that allows you to take live videos, and you can wirelessly send pictures as well. And then I'm going to talk to you about coconut water, because apparently, oh, hi Austin K. Apparently, I don't know, ever since Rihanna came out and, you know, Sean Paul and the dancehall music came out thing, it's like wonderful to be Caribbean. But as you can see today, I am drinking coconut water, and I think it's kind of funny. I'm not going to talk about it completely right now, but I see it everywhere. And it's like, if you lived in the Caribbean, you'd know that coconut water does not come in a can. It comes in a green coconut, and you stick a straw in it and drink it out of a coconut. The only coconuts you see in this area are like the brown coconut with the white kind of skin inside. Over there is kind of like a slimy skin inside of a green coconut. Anyhow, apparently coconut water can save you here in North America. So I want to talk about that a little bit. I don't know. Today I saw that it was the day that Muhammad Ali was stripped of his heavyweight champion of the world title all those years ago. I read his kind of memoir called The Greatest. It was the first memoir that he ever wrote. Oh my God, I can see that my camera is all trippy with YouNow. What's going on here, YouNow? Why does it look like my eyes are like floating over my head when I go like that? Anyhow, so yeah, it was the day that he decided to not join the military, and so they stripped him of his title. It was when they had the draft, and they don't have the draft anymore, so I guess I might have to turn on a light here just because it's so trippy. I think that's why it's kind of trippy, because it's not bright enough in this room. One sec. I'm back. Oh, well, I guess it made no difference. Maybe it's just lots of people are on YouNow right now. Aw, thank you. I love you too. Oh, I can't do a heart thing too well. There it is. Ah. Anyhow, so I also want to talk about this thing on, I think it was on Jimmy Fallon. I always get them mixed up too, which is kind of bad. But Emma Watson, you know, like little Emma from Harry Potter. For some reason, I can only remember her from, oh, thanks for the love, Austin K. But she was on the Jimmy Fallon show, and she got the Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmels mixed up, which is really funny, actually, because a lot of people do. They don't think there's two Jimmys in late night. And there's a Jimmy Kimmel segment in his show where it's really funny. He asks parents to like steal their children's Christmas gifts and replace them with like fruit and stuff, or like steal all their Halloween candy. And she's like, I love that part of the show. And apparently it was the wrong Jimmy. So I can give you a bro fist, but it's not really a bro fist. It's a coral fist. But yeah, and apparently it was the wrong Jimmy, and so she looked really bad, but it's okay. There's two Jimmys, so it's not like it's something that's really shocking or anything. It's easy to make that mistake, but it must have made her look really stupid. Anyhow, this is the camera that I'm showing you how to do video on. Ooh. It is a Nikon D5500, or excuse me, 3300, as you can see the number right there. And there's a Sigma lens on it. And this is the second flash that I had. I'm just going to turn it on so you can actually see. The other one I forgot to get batteries for, but that's what it looks like on the back of the flash. And let's just take a test photo. I'm not going to shoot it right at you, but so you can see it actually works. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to use that and how to use live view. Thanks for becoming a fan, Austin K. So I want to do that. And I also want to talk about the whole Kim K thing. It's really kind of petty. I don't know. I don't really watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians too much anymore. It's just kind of, but I guess she must have taken a picture where it showed she had cellulite on her butt. And it was just kind of like, who cares if she has cellulite on her butt? Everybody has cellulite, even people who have a bunch of plastic surgery. And she's older than me. So I'm like, oh my gosh, who really cares? I can't believe people are so petty that they're like, your bum is not perfectly perfect anymore. You lied. Everybody airbrushes pictures. You have to be kind of naive to think that people don't airbrush pictures all the time. So I think it's kind of, I don't know, not being fair to her to be like, oh my gosh, you lied. You airbrushed your bum and all these other pictures. And I'm sure that there's other stuff that people could be talking about other than her non-airbrushed bum. Perfectly round. Perfectly perfect. Anyhow, so, like I said, this is the camera. I'm going to take off the flash so you can see the camera a little bit better. But, you see this little button with an L and V at the back? It's on most Nikon cameras. Oops. There. And it's the live view button. So when you press it, you should be able to see the live view through the view screen at the back and not through here of what's being shot by the lens. So, whoops, there's my green screen over there in the corner. It's the live view. And so if you press the record button at the top here, that's how you can record videos. And right now you can see that I have it on autofocus on my lens. And that's why the lens is moving around all the time. It's trying to find a place to focus. I don't know if you can hear this. Right? So right now I have mine on auto. The green kind of tick there. If I was going to take a video, I'd turn it to non-flash, which is that one. It's just because if I do a video, the pop-up flash is going to come on auto, and you don't want it to come on. Hi! I'm just going to try to say your name, Redneck Call Girl. Da. Anyhow, thanks for watching. But yeah, so that's how you take a video on this type of camera. You have it on live view, then you press record, and like the shutter sound's gonna come off. And then when you're finished, you press the shutter button, this one, over again, and then it stops the recording. Desiree Abbott. I see. I understand now. I didn't understand at first until you explained. Anyhow, yeah, so that's how you can make a YouTube video with this type of camera. Usually with this camera, I have this little kind of tripod connection at the bottom, and I don't really take it off ever. I just throw it into the camera bag with it on there because I use a tripod so often. It's easier to just slip it on and then lock it. So, yeah. You press the live view button. When I do YouTube videos, I actually do put it on a tripod, and I have the type of tripod that I showed you guys that one day, this super big tripod, and I think it's called a Benro, and you know, it has one of those balls in it where you can adjust it to any angle, so it could be like that, it could be like this, whatever, it can be like, whoo. So that's how I do it. And you can put it on a timer so that it starts recording after a certain number of seconds or minutes. Okay? Let's turn that off for a bit. And we'll put our SB900 flash back on. Actually, I should tell you also about TTL. I said before that my camera is set on TTL flash. I guess that's just my preference. But Nikon flash, you can get a base for it and just sit it up like this and use it remotely just like this if it's on TTL or if it's on remote. So if you look at the back of the flash, it's turned off right now, there's a dial here where you can change it from off to on to remote to master. Master is if you have more than one flash like this, say you have two, and you're doing a picture where you're lighting up the inside of a car and then like the outside of a car at night. And so one of the flash is going to be like the main flash, the master one, and the other one is going to be the slave one, so the extra one, right? That's what it means. The remote setting, if I turn it on, it's on TTL. Can you see that? And it tells you the ISO that was last used by the camera that it's synced to, right? And it tells you the distance and the f-stop and everything. So if I turn it on to remote, which is kind of hard. Okay, there's the remote setting for this flash. So by putting it on remote, if I wanted to, I could put it on a stand, line it up, and I don't even need a trigger or any extra kind of remote on the top of the camera, because for some reason Nikon flashes can work remotely without an actual receiver at the top. So I can take a picture from anywhere and have this flash and not be attached to the camera, just as long as it's synced in TTL, which I think is really pretty cool. I'm not trying to blind you there, but see, it does actually work. I'm just going to turn it off and put it back on the top of the camera. I'm from Canada. I live in, well, let's see if you can guess. I live in the area of Canada near Banff National Park and the Canadian Rocky Mountains. I'm sure if you Googled me, you'd find out where it is. Yeah, I'm guessing you're in the United States somewhere. But I guess we could always Skype or whatever. I don't know. Or I can guess you. I don't really guess too much when I'm on YouTube like this. Today is my final day of my 2-week challenge where I was on YouNow every single day. And I actually found it a little bit difficult at the end just because I had a whole bunch of stuff to go cover. Like last night, I had a whole bunch of different pictures to take late into the night and write a whole bunch of stories, which I still have to write today and tomorrow as well. But yeah, so I don't know, maybe I will continue and do a YouNow show every single day. I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I will try. Or maybe I'll just be on YouNow 2 hours at a time. Usually it was like I was on for 1 hour at a time. Texas. Oh my gosh. Actually, I have been to Texas. I was thinking, have I been there? I've been to Dallas, Texas, and Austin, Texas. And I have to say, when I was in Austin, I felt like I was actually in Canada. Right now? What do you want to talk about? I don't really guess. Like I said, I don't really guess in the middle of the broadcast because I like to talk about photography during the broadcast. Maybe later, maybe towards like the 30-minute mark. It's only been like 15 minutes, and I do have a couple things that I want to talk about. And this is going straight onto my YouTube channel as well. I should probably tell you about my YouTube channel. It's Monique Massiah. Like the Messiah, that's my name. I'm sure if you Google Photo Queen or Monique Massiah, then you will see it. But I just want to look for it now so I can show you on my phone. There it is. Oops. Must have pressed it on this side. Let's see if it snaps to its side. There. That's my channel. That's how you say my name, Massiah. I like that my last name is Massiah because it's pretty unique. Everybody is in our family. And, you know, if you're not in our family, I can tell. A couple years ago, someone tried to peddle one of those books, like the Great Book of Messiahs, or, you know, the Great Book of Johnsons, or the Great Book of Smiths, or whatever, to me, and I was like, no, that's a scam. Or you can follow me on Instagram. Oops. There's my Instagram. It's Monique Massiah as well. And I take a picture every single day. There's my coconut water in there. Okay, sure. Thank you. Hold on, just give me 1 second. Hi, Lemon Garden. Guarded, sorry. I just need to subscribe to Desiree Abbott. Let's see. Let me go to YouTube on my computer. Oh, I see. Okay. I think I have subscribed to you. I see. Okay. Yay. Okay, sure. Okay, you're a mom of 3 boys. Okay, that's neat. I don't have any kids. Not yet. Oh, I think I saw like 2. I saw 2 videos. Oh, okay, I see there's like 3 in a playlist. Subscribe to my channel. I see your liked videos. I hope this is you. It says the full playlist has 4 videos. Okay. That's cool. Oh, that's neat. Okay, well, I'll actually watch the videos after this broadcast too, because it'll be kind of weird of me. Maybe I can watch it on my phone too. Anyhow, my channel is about photography, and it's about like how to do tricks in photography, or, you know, how to get the best pictures, equipment, and also using photography software like iMovie and Final Cut Express. I'm so excited because I'm going to do Final Cut Express videos soon, but I'm still going to be doing iMovie videos, how to actually shoot a YouTube video, which is going to be neat. And today I have already shot the video of the inside of my camera bag. Like, I finally did it, even though it took me like 3 days to actually have the time to do it. Even though it takes like 5 seconds to shoot it, I just didn't have the time to actually take everything out of the bag and make sure that, I don't know, I'm kind of paranoid. If I take everything out, then I'll have to go somewhere and take pictures and I won't have everything that I need in it. And I'll be like, curses! That's okay. You know, a really good place to get a camera is on Amazon.com. I know everybody's like, oh, go to Amazon.com for this, go to Amazon.com for that. And they think it's like an affiliate program, but it's not. If you go to Amazon.com, you can get a camera, not like this, right? But if you go on Amazon.com, this kind of camera used, you can buy it for like $400, probably, right? A used camera like this. If you get a different model, an older model, I'm sure you can get it for like $100, maybe $200, but you don't need this kind of camera. So I'm just gonna talk camera a second. Just one. But so when I was in journalism school, I had a teacher who told me it doesn't matter the type of camera that you actually get. And he's absolutely right. I remember going to a hockey game once, and a parent who was like taking pictures of their kid was like, "Oh, you have such a fancy camera." I was like, "Oh, okay." And he asked me how to get some of the pictures off with his camera. And he had like one of those tiny like Sony point and shoot cameras that are like that small with a little zoom lens that comes out when you turn it on. Hi, Kite Visionary. Hi, Kitty Cola 17. Anyhow, so he had one of those dinky little cameras, and he couldn't take snapshots fast enough because, you know, the flash goes off on that type of camera. So if you think about it, 20, 30, 40 years ago, people were taking sports photography pictures. Say like Sports Illustrated. They were taking sports photography pictures. And I'm sorry, but 20 years ago, they did not have this camera. And so that's what my teacher told me. He was like, you know, those people took amazing photography photos 20, 30, 40 years ago, and they did not have this. They had a film camera. And if you remember how film cameras worked, right? You put the little wind-up film in it, you pull it across, you close the door, you take a picture, and say after you finish taking all of your pictures, if you messed up, you still have to have it developed, and it takes half an hour to put it in a dark room, and then you finally get to see your picture, and it could suck. And so, yeah, it took a long time. And so those people didn't have a fancy camera. They had just like a little crank camera, or they had, you know, a camera that went like that and went ding, and then, yeah, you didn't instantly get to see your pictures. So, you know, they still got awesome pictures with, I don't want to say crappy, but, you know, not as good quality camera that you have today. The camera on your phone, if you want to do YouTube videos, use your phone. Or use like an iPhone. This is a BlackBerry Priv, which is amazing. Amazing. I don't care what anybody says about BlackBerry. They're just amazing. It actually has the keyboard that you can swipe up and down with on the touch keyboard. But yeah, you can do a video like that, your YouTube video that way. So you don't need a fancy camera. Okay. I'm good, Kite Visionary. I just got off from work, which I'm a photojournalist. If you follow my YouTube channel, you will see that. And today I wrote a bunch of pictures and took a bunch of photos. And I still have to do captions and things like that for photos. But basically almost all of my photos are done for the week. And then I can go out and take some nature photos. And like I said, I live in an area that's near mountains in Canada. So I am going to go out. It's going to be like 30 minutes from my house. And I might take some pictures of the Canadian Rocky Mountains this weekend, which is pretty cool. I just have to watch out because this time of year is actually the time where bears come out of hibernation. So I'm not going to go anywhere alone. And I'm not going to go off on any paths and everything because there's some areas in this little area where we live that, yeah, the bears are actually out and they have warnings and stuff out. You love film? Yeah, I love film too. That was the first kind of camera that I had. I think I had an actual Polaroid camera. That was the first one. It was like one of those black ones where it spits out the picture. And then you shake the little thing around and then it actually turns from like grayish white to the actual picture. That was the first camera I had. You like taking photos of, well, oh, the sky. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I lived in this one place which was really, really, really remote at one time in a place called Saskatchewan. You can look that up in Canada. It's like where all of the wheat in Canada is produced from. So it's just farms and farms and ranches. And like the biggest city is 300,000 people. So where I lived, there were only 2,000 people in the entire town. And it was really, really cool for taking pictures of the sky because all you could see was like fields until the horizon line and then the rest was sky, which was really awesome. And then I got to actually go in, well, you learn a lot when you live in places like that. You learn a lot about where your food comes from because you get to actually go to the farm and see. Or like I got to ride in a thing called a combine, like the cab of the combine that's attached with like a hopper on the back. So the combine is the thing that kind of picks up the wheat and sheaves it, and then a little conveyor kind of sucks it up into something called a hopper, and that's behind you in the cab. So that's the little thing with the rotor on the front, and then yeah, it pulls kind of like the little pieces of wheat off of the sheath and then puts it in the hopper. And then what happens is a big truck drives simultaneously alongside this hopper, and all the wheat is transferred from the hopper into the truck. So that's how they load everything. Anyhow, it's really cool. And if you go on my Flickr page, you'll see I have a whole bunch of pictures, and it looks like a sea of wheat, actually. That's how big, like the fields, the farmers' fields are in that area. So you could be lost on there. It's kind of weird though, because every now and then you hear of people who are like hitchhiking, and I would never hitchhike for one, but you hear about them hitchhiking across Canada all the time. People do it all the time during summer, or they're like running across Canada, which is an amazing feat. They run across Canada or they bike across Canada, and the weather can change at any time. So you see people who are like, you know, they don't understand that it's not like grass, you know, because it's like right up to the highway and there's maybe like a fence or something, right? They don't understand, one, that farmers' fields aren't just flat, even though you just see like the wheat up to a certain length. They don't understand that there could be they're called dugouts and stuff, but it's like a man-made lake in there. And they don't understand that the whole area over there is cougar alley. So cougars, or puma, whatever you call it, mountain lion, I don't know, they're like the same color as wheat. It's like a golden kind of color. It's a cat, right? It's a big cat. And they eat deer, they eat coyotes and things like that. Like they eat big game, right? And they have wolves out there too. Not in that specific area, but in some areas they overlap with cougars. So I think people don't understand sometimes when they go hitchhike that, you know, don't do it, especially not at dusk and dawn, because that's when those cats come out and travel. And those cats can travel like 300 kilometers. Everything's in kilometers here in Canada. So far. Hours, right? Yeah, the camera that I used was a Polaroid, the first one. Yeah, they used to look like a little thing, and you went do, and then it spat out the front, and then you kind of wave it a little, and then it looked like a little picture frame, a white picture frame. Sometimes they had black, I think it was black on the back and white on the front, the film, and then after it went from like this way to kind of like cleared up, and then there you had your picture. So that was my first camera. Yeah. Some people, yeah, they hitchhike across the country. And first, I mean, there are bad people in every country. So, like, the people who are picking you up could be bad. Or the people you pick up can be bad too, right? So that's why you don't hitchhike. But specifically, that's why you don't walk along. And what I mean is, like, here, it would be like 40 kilometers to the next city. So 40 minutes of driving to get to the next city between like farmers' fields and stuff. So it's like, I don't even know how long that would take you to run. And there's no way you could outrun one of those cats. Just go on Google or YouTube and look in cougar takes down elk or deer. And a cougar will take down a deer in like 2 minutes. So if it can take down a deer, and deer, I'm sorry, they are not Bambi. People think that deer are like docile animals when they see them and in movies and stuff, which I think is so funny. I lived in this one part where it was like beautiful, beautiful area. It's called the Cypress Hills, and there's deer everywhere. And obviously if there's deer, then there's a predator that eats deer, right? Cougars. And so I guess that's the highest population of cougars in all of this area. So, and the thing is with them, you can't hear them coming. They're so stealthy, and they're actually called ghost cats. for that reason. They travel at dusk and dawn. Hi, Joanna. And hi, I don't know how you say your name, Eloise Doe 58091. Hi, is it Mary Organ? Or is it Mari Organ? But yeah, so that's why they call them ghost cats, because you never actually would hear them coming. And usually those animals are more afraid of you than, you are afraid of them. You just startle them, and that's why you know. But one thing to know about cougars that I didn't know about for a long time, and I lived in that whole area too. Hi, Paige. Thank you for watching. I'm actually not talking about photography right now. I'm talking about a place in Canada that I used to live, just because we're talking about cougars and the reason why I would never hitchhike. And it's because cougars travel at dusk and dawn, and they travel long, long, long distances, and they blend in with the scenery. Like if it's like fall, then the grass is no longer green. It's like yellow. And so that's the color of cougars, right? They're yellow. And so you don't hear them coming. And yeah, so I was talking about deer. Everybody thinks that deer are all docile and, really beautiful. So one night I was in my kitchen, and my kitchen is like, well, it was on the main floor in Saskatchewan. And for some reason, I don't know what, but something woke me up. And I totally get scared when people say something's behind you on the phone or whatever. I totally get freaked out. Anyhow, I woke up, turned on all the lights, and I was having something to eat in the kitchen, and I have a big window over the sink looking straight out onto the street. And at that time, it's a small town. You don't think that anything bad's going to happen. And like the police officers lived like a couple blocks away. So it's like, if anything happened, you just walk down the street and you'll be like, ah, and somebody will help you. Anyhow, so it was like 2 a.m. And I saw something out of the corner of my eye when I was looking over the sink. I was like, what the heck is that? And it's happened 2 times to me before, and this is when I just moved there, so I didn't understand what it was, but it was deer. I turned off all the lights, and there were like 6 of them on the front lawn eating my bushes. Eating the bushes. And like, when I saw them, I went like that, and they were like that. And then they went back to eating. And so when you're like next to a deer and there's only like glass separating you from them, you realize how big they actually are. They're like 2.5 size of the size of a person. The body, like the length of from like the neck to the rear is so big. And their hoofs are big black kind of hoofs, and they're sharp. So if a deer kicked you, it'd cut you, right? So, they're beautiful and docile animals, but they can be dangerous, right? If they startle, right? And at that moment, I was sitting there thinking, oh, that's so beautiful. Kind of creepy that they were eating all my berries. But then after I thought, oh my God, I better get rid of all the berries, because what eats deer? Cougars. And if the deer are coming all the way into the town, it means the cougar is going to go all the way into the town after them. And they did, actually. There was an issue where the cougars were caught on trail cameras coming into the town. And that is a no. Because, a cougar could easily pull off a person. And it's really gross what they do when they eat deer. They kind of like hide them under your cabin and, pull off all the fur and everything. Anyhow, I don't want to say, but yeah, because it's gross. But yeah. So yeah, I want to tell you a story. Oh, yay, I'm 6 in YouTuber. That probably means I'm last. So people, share. I wanted to tell you a story about the coconut water. So I lived in Barbados for a while because that's where my mom's from. And when you live in the Caribbean, everybody drinks coconut water. But they don't drink it out of a can. There's people, like if you go to Bridgetown, which is like the biggest city, if you go there, people, there's like street vendors with carts, like literally like a wheelbarrow, and it's full of coconuts, like real coconuts. So, you know, you pick it off the tree, and it's like a green coconut this big, and they take a machete right in front of you and slice off the top. They turn it, and then they poke out the top and put like a straw straight into the coconut. And I was like, here you go, you know, $2. And then you just drink the coconut water right out of the coconut. And then once you're finished drinking the coconut water, you give the thing back to the guy, and he cuts out a little bit more, and then people scrape the inside of the coconut out and eat it. So when I saw that there was coconut water, yeah, the coconut looks like that green, right? So when I saw that there was coconut water, I was like, yay, I can drink coconut water in North America. And it's actually good. There's no sugar in it. It's really healthy. But I swear, ever since like the event of Rihanna and, you know, Caribbean sun vacations and, you know, dance hall music being more popular, like people like Sia kind of imitating that dance hall sound with Sean Paul, and, you know, reggae being more popular nowadays. Ever since that happened, it's just like, it's really cool to be drinking coconut water, which is funny. I saw that there was coconut water soap and coconut water juice and coconut water shower and coconut oil, whatever. And it's just like, why is there so much coconut water everywhere? It's not like coconut water is like the cure for cancer or something. People are drinking it all over, and they're like, oh, it makes your skin so pure and everything. It's like, no, it's just juice. It's like apple juice, but from a coconut instead of an apple. Like, it's not going to cure you. It's going to go in your stomach, and you're going to digest it, and maybe some of it will be absorbed into your body, but that's it. If you rub it on your skin, it's not going to make your skin glow. I just thought it was kind of shocking. Like, what's going on with these people? It's like the miracle cure. Actually, I think I saw it was on Dr. Oz when they were talking about it. I was like, coconut water is on Dr. Oz? I mean, all these years we've been eating coconuts and like drinking the water, and it's like a miracle drug? If coconut, like, okay, so let me put it this way. If coconut water was the miracle drug, then every single person in Barbados would be absolutely living to 105. And that's not the case. Life still goes on, so I don't think it's the miracle cure. It still tastes amazing. So yeah, like I said earlier on, today was the day. It's the 28th today. I'll check my Fitbit. Oh yeah, Friday the 28th. So today was the day when Muhammad Ali was stripped of his heavyweight boxing title championship thing. I don't know, I like Muhammad Ali's story. It's kind of depressing a little bit to read the book because it's all like, you know, but it was really like, it was written kind of like a diary, the greatest. I think that's what it's called. And so, yeah, it was really sad to see that when he died, but it's also kind of sad to think that, I mean, that would never happen in nowadays because there's no draft nowadays, right? But back then there was, and everybody kind of was thinking, you know, what are the odds that one of the most famous people on the earth at that time is drafted into the army when he said that he doesn't want to be in the army? You know, it doesn't really bother me too much, the story. At first I thought, you know, that's kind of bad not wanting to represent your country, but I guess, you know, everybody has their reasons, you know, and nowadays, you know, you don't get forced into doing it. And I think that the way he saw it was that he was one of those Nation of Islam people, and he thought, you know, why am I going into a country to kill people that look like me? You know, so I could see what he meant, but, you know, a lot of people hated him for years and years and years for doing that, and that's why they stripped him of his title, and then eventually they gave it back to him. But yeah, a lot of anti-war people were like, oh, yay, he actually stood up to the government. And I don't know, lots of people in my family are in the military, so, and I was in the cadet program when I was a kid. That's like a mini military program for kids here in Canada. And so I really do believe in the military, but I think that everybody should have the right to choose, right? And not be forced into something like that. So I admired him. He was really, even though he was like my father's age, he was hot back in the day. Right? And I really liked the way he spoke, you know, how he was like a poet, kind of a poet boxer, the greatest, he used to call himself. What was it like? Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, or something like that. Nothing can match me, or whatever the saying is. But yeah, it was really sad to hear the story of his life in that book and all the stuff he had to go through. So let's not talk about it anymore, because I want this to be positive. Anyhow, today was like the anniversary of that day. So, like I said, I was talking about Kim Kardashian. So, I'm glad that they can tell a story about Kim Kardashian that is not so depressing as like the robbery thing, because that was sad and kind of frightening, I'm sure, for her to be robbed in Paris. And so the story today about her is that she must have taken a picture and somebody saw 2 little lines of cellulite on her bum. And because it's Kim Kardashian, people think that she's a living Barbie doll. And they're shocked that she had some cellulite. And so they're like, does that mean that every other picture that you took was photoshopped? And so they called her a liar, and she lost like 10,000, I think. I'm not sure, maybe 10,000 or like 100,000 subscribers, something crazy in like one day on Instagram. And it's like, people, don't be so shallow. I'm sure you have like 10 spots of cellulite all over your body. And they're like, she has 1 spot of cellulite. She is a liar. It's like, who cares? Everybody has cellulite. I'm sure if you, like, I lost some weight and I had a stretch mark. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's a stretch mark. So I put some bio oil on it and it faded away. So, yeah. Everybody has little marks and stuff. I have like this big gash for like years on my leg, on my kneecap, from when I did like, when I was a little kid and I stumbled over this kind of hurdle thing and it sliced open my leg. And so for like 10 years it didn't fade, and then finally it did. I think it had to do with all those times that I went on the beach and laid and sunned myself, that it evened out my skin. At least that's what I like to think. But yeah, it did finally fade. So, you know, everybody's got little blemishes and everything. This is kind of weird. So in my job, I feel like it's important. Appearances are important, right? And so the other day I was using, I use Proactive. And the other day I was using this face mask, this clay face mask that I showed you guys that I use, and I used this sheet mask. And so I like to use those because it kind of raises your pimples and stuff and dries them out, and then you can have clear skin. And so I went like this, and I was like, oh my God. So like you can see I'm wearing hardly any makeup right now, but I don't think you can see it as much as before. Oh my gosh, my forehead is so greasy. But I had a breakout right in the center of my forehead, and I'm sure it looks like nothing right now, but when it happened, it was like the bomb. It was like the bomb came into my face. Hi, Peace Full of Grace. I like that name. It's like Peace Full of Grace. I actually like that name. It's very nice. But, yeah. So for the whole day, I was like this. Oh my God. Can they see it? Can they see that zit? Oh my God. And then I tried to touch it, and it got worse and worse and worse. And then I just forgot about it, and now I hardly see it. Come to my YouTube channel. Today I'm wearing this shirt that I bought just for this channel. I'm gonna buy another one, but it says Queen on it. See, Queen, and not like the band, like a person. And yeah, it goes with my merch. Photo Queen. And so check out my Google account or my YouTube channel icon. It's so cute. Or you can go to Redbubble and see it. I'm trying to like do coffee mugs and stuff right now, and then I'm gonna do some t-shirts pretty soon. And I don't even care. I'm gonna make them super cheap. I don't care to make anything really expensive. I don't believe in that. So it's just me with like a crown on my head. Actually went out and bought an actual crown. But this one for the icon is like an animation that I went on like a website, and then I went into like Photoshop. Actually, I think I used GIMP to do it. Yeah. And did I use that? Did I use GIMP? One of those programs I used to kind of take a PNG of a crown, and then I put it on the thing. Anyhow, go to Cartoonify, and you can make a little cartoon bobblehead of yourself. And it's just awesome. You can choose the skin color, you can give it glasses, different types of hair and clothing and everything. So it's called Cartoonify. Okay? So, yeah, this is my Instagram. You can hardly see it because the light is so bright. Oh, there. There's my profile. And like I said, I take a picture every day. That's me in my Montreal Canadiens jersey, doing a dab. I can't even do my dab. And so that was before the team got eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. Okay, so I had my moment. I don't know, I'm kind of afraid that there's no other Canadian team that's going to be in playoffs. I think there's like 2 teams that are left. One is from Alberta, the Oilers, and the other one is from Ontario, the Senators. I think those are the only Canadian teams left. I mean, you have a Canadian trophy, the Stanley Cup. It's not coming back to Canada. Anyhow, I should not obsess on it anymore. I'm trying not to watch hockey just because none of my favorite teams are in it anymore. I'll watch it just for the Predators, just so I can see like PK Subban. I think he's on that team, but that's it. Can't watch hockey anymore just because, you know, no Canadian teams are on. I do think it's kind of weird that it's all Canadian. But yeah. If you weren't here earlier, I talked about the live view function on the camera. This, you know what, I'm just going to take it all apart. This is an SB900 flash. It's made for Nikon cameras. And how it works is you press the little button on the side, and you can change the angle of the flash, right? You can swivel it around completely, and you can, you know, turn it backwards completely. You know, it's awesome. Let's just swivel it back around. And yeah, it takes 4 AA batteries. Let's just open it so you can see. And that's how you turn it on. Makes that horribly aggravating sound. I've got it on TTL. And the reason why I use a flash like this is because when you're using a camera, it has a pop-up flash, okay? And when you use the pop-up flash, it can basically just go like this. Flash. That's all. Maybe you can turn the camera like this and the flash will go like that. But that's it. When you use this one, you can take it off. You can shoot it in this direction. You can bounce it off the ceiling if the ceiling's white. You can bounce it off the card that comes inside of it. You can use the diffuser that comes with it. You can do anything with this. You can have it go in any direction. I can turn it on its side like that and shoot, you know. But with the flash on the camera, it's just basically straightforward. That's all. There it is. Don't look straight at the screen. I'm going to take a picture with the pop-up flash. Oh, the flash didn't even go off. Maybe it's too bright in here. Yeah, it didn't even go off. That sucks. Maybe because I have it not on flash. That could be it too. But, yeah. It just goes straight that way. There's no like extra options. Like, what if you were taking a picture and it's like a runway show, right? You don't want to use a pop-up flash. You want to bounce it off of the ceiling, or, you know, maybe shoot it straight at them from far away so that, you know, it's softer. It's not like burnt crisp kind of a picture, right? So that's why I'm using that. And like I showed you the other day with the D2X camera, there is no flash at all. It's just a kind of bobble thing here. There's no flash, so you have to use one of those. So I'm going to take the lens off, and you do that by pressing this little lens release button and turning, like twisting the lens off. And you do that because all Nikon cameras have a bayonet mount. And so that's how the lens comes off. That's what the camera looks like by itself. And this is like a seriously cheap camera. $500, maybe $600. You can tell it's cheap because it's obviously not made of the same kind of material that a regular camera is. This is my backup camera. I'll actually go and grab the real camera so you can see how it has a plasticky feel to it, and it's super light to carry compared to a real SLR camera. I mean, it is an SLR, but just not like a professional grade Nikon camera. So I've decided to show you a couple. So this was my first college camera, and it's a D80. And I wanted to show you this first because it's around the same size. And I wish you were here so you could see, but you can see the material that the cameras are made out of is not the same. This one's made out of some sort of carbon fiber that is superior to this plasticky kind of material. This one is about 2 times heavier than this one. And it's essentially the same camera. There's a couple of little differences on the back of this D80, like the buttons are different a little bit. But it's essentially the same camera. Sorry, I kind of dropped something. But that's what it looks like on the inside too. I don't know if they make this kind of camera anymore. I'm sure they probably do make it, but it's probably just not as in demand because they have brand new cameras. But this camera is a professional photographer grade camera. If you go onto Wikipedia and look up Nikon camera systems, they'll show you that they have like introduction camera, then, you know, semi, medium, and then like they have professional photographer camera and so on and so forth. And so this is like the professional photographer SLR. And this one is kind of like the new kind of ones that they're putting out to people to make them feel like they're almost a professional grade camera. This is the lens. It's got a lens hood and a filter on it. And if you follow my channel on YouTube, then you know that I don't put a lens cap on the camera. ever. And that's just because why would you put a lens cap on a camera when you've got a filter? At least you can shoot through the filter. With a lens cap, you might have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm taking a picture. And then you realize, oh my God, I have the cap on and I ruined it and I missed my picture. Just put a filter on and you can just snap the picture and go. If there's like a car chase and the police are chasing a criminal down the street, you're not going to be like, oh, let me take a picture. Oh my gosh, I had the lens cap on. I have to take it off and all the action's gone. No, you just take the picture. Okay, so like I said, this is another camera that is the professional grade of camera, and you can see the material the camera is made out of is different. And these types of cameras are built to last snowstorm, wind, extreme heat, whatever. It's actually built to last through that. And this is the D2X. And I've just got like a tiny little lens on that, a portrait lens, just so I can take pictures like that. Right? So, and another thing with old Nikon cameras, not even really old Nikon cameras, they use a different type of card. It's not an SD card. It's a compact flash card. And it looks like that. It looks like a square poker chip. That's how thick it is, right? Let's put this back in. And, oh my God. What's going on with me? Why can't I not put it back in? And I try to put it back in backwards. Okay, we'll just close that. And the new camera uses an SD card. Look how tiny that is. It's tiny. And like I was showing you before, there's no pop-up flash on this. So you have to use this big flash. Yeah. Ta-da! And so one thing that's really awesome is that most Nikon lenses are compatible with any of the professional grade cameras. And also that, like you just saw, I could switch the flash. I can put it on this hot shoe thing on any Nikon camera. And the only thing that you have to worry about is getting an old flash. These are pretty new flashes, and each one of these is like $250. Go online. You can probably get it for cheaper, but just if you go online, make sure you're getting a newer type of flash, because if you get a too old flash and you try to put it on a new camera, sometimes the power is going to kind of like short circuit your camera. So you don't want it to fry your camera. So you make sure that it's compatible and it's a newer flash. Because that happened to one of my friends in J school, and can you imagine investing so much money in a camera? Like a camera, top of the line camera body is going to cost you $1,000 sometimes. And can you imagine just frying a brand new camera just because you got cheap and skimped out on the flash? And the flash is one of the cheaper parts of the camera, right? That you can get for your camera. I'm just going to put the cap on this to make it like, make sure no dirt gets in it. Excuse me. So I'm using this new Fitbit, which is awesome. If you want, you can join my Fitbit group. You don't have to. I'm not working out a lot right now. It's just because my leg hurts after a car accident, so I can't really run anymore. But I can do things like lift weights and all that. But yeah, you can join my Fitbit group if you really like to. And yeah, we just talk about some of the big long hikes that we've taken because, like I said, I live near the mountains and everything, so it's really beautiful. Yeah, that camera was heavy. That's what gives you great upper arm strength. You don't have to have a backpack. Like the last broadcast, I showed a bunch of low pro bags and how you graduate from kind of like that diamond shaped bag that holds one camera to like a sling bag and to like a big kind of case and then to a backpack. That's just because I'm showing the backpack video tonight. And it's going to be just like a quick video on what's in my bag and how I use it, right? And it's just useful stuff every day. Like if you're going to interview somebody, you're going to take their picture, you need to have like paper and pen, a recording device, your cell phone, your camera, memory cards, chargers, and more than one lens. You want a portrait lens if you're taking a portrait, wide angle lens, zoom lens, telephoto lens, and a whole bunch of things like that. Maybe 2 cameras and extra batteries, like AA batteries for the flash, and then the battery for the camera, and then the charger for that, and all of that mess. So yeah, I talk about that in a video, but it's really fast, so it's not super boring. And then you get to see the type of bag I have. I have a low pro bag, so you can find those on Amazon.com, or you can just go on low pro. And I think those are like the best type of bags. Everyone's like, oh, the crumpler bag is amazing. And I think people just buy it because it says crumpler on it and they want people to see them strutting around with their crumpler bag on. And it's like, you don't have to have the most expensive things to actually produce awesome pictures. You can just have good things, right? What's my most heavy camera? Well, the camera bodies are, like the professional ones are around the same weight. This one's got a grip on the bottom, so that's why it's super heavy too. But if you put a lens, like when I have my telephoto lens on, go back on my YouTube channel and you'll see one of my first broadcasts on YouNow. I showed the telephoto lens, and it's like an 80 to 200 lens. When that one is on this camera, it is a monster. It probably weighs, this probably weighs 4 pounds. And so with the telephoto lens on, the lens itself, just because all the glass is in it, like, so that's, okay, we're going to have a discussion here. So yeah, this one with the telephoto lens probably weighs 10 to 15 pounds. And so I put a monopod on it when I'm carrying it around. So Nikon makes lenses for Nikon cameras. Canon makes lenses for Canon cameras. Sigma makes lenses for Sigma cameras, but they also make lenses for Canon and for Nikon. Tamron makes lenses also for Nikon and Canon. And the way you'll notice is just that those companies, it's not like they're using an inferior type of glass in the lens, but some lenses, they use thinner glass or not bad, but like, you know, not as good as Nikon quality or plastic inside of the lens, right? So that's what's making the lens heavy, is because there's so much glass in it to, you know, magnify the distance of the lens, and, you know, so that's what makes it actually heavy. Guess time. Hi! I don't know how to say your name. Emerald Croissant 20. Okay, I will guest you now. Get in the guest queue. You're not even in there. At least I don't even see you. I don't see anybody in the guest queue. Okay, 1 second. I see you? I suddenly got quiet. I don't know, maybe I should be making some sound or something. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
So what do you want to talk about?
I love your cameras, and I love that you do photos in journalism.
Okay, thank you.
Um,
So
when I was younger,
what? What did you say? Sorry. I was blabbing.
when I was younger, I took a picture of a mama blue jay who just gave birth to 5 little eggs that had hatched, and I showed my mom the picture.
Oh,
And my mom swore up and down it was a baby until I took my mom out there and showed her. And my mom couldn't believe how outstanding that picture was.
you
So
should take more pictures. You should take
I
more
love,
pictures like that if you're like still liking photography.
I wish I could. I just don't have the funds right now to get a camera. So that's the only thing holding me back right now.
Or you can take a bunch of pictures with your cell phone, like I said, until you can get a professional camera.
True. Sorry, I'm walking around. I'm walking to my mailbox to go check my mail.
Okay. The time
But
is
hello.
earlier.
Oh, yes. Oh, hello to your YouTube channel, because you said you were vlogging your live now, your YouNow. So hello to your channel.
I didn't even say hello.
I had to give a shout out for you.
You're up.
Yeah, I had to give you a shout out for guesting me. So I'm excited to be a guest. Sorry, I live in an apartment complex right now.
Oh.
So there's kids running around. So
It's only like 8 o'clock here, and it's like super dark where you are, but it's like bright here. It doesn't become
it's
dark until 10 o'clock at night here.
it's like last time I looked it was like 9:07, but I don't know what time it is right now. Let me look. It's 9:20.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I could still walk outside and like drive around and take selfies and everything, and it's bright out. It's because we're so high up in the hemisphere, that area. Well, not hemisphere, we're at the top of the world. Oh my gosh, that was dumb, but whatever.
Thank God the world is not flat.
Hmm?
I said thank God the world is not flat like they used to think it was.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's kind of bad. It was like snowing here the other day, and I think everybody here is so sick. So this is what happens here. It's like winter for 6 months out of the year. And then the day that the snow kind of melts, everybody strips off their shirts and gets in shorts and stuff, and they're like, oh, sun. And then after the next day, it's like snow, and so they're still wearing their shorts because they're like, oh my God, it might actually be warm again.
I wish that's how Texas was. Texas, it's like Mother Nature. You never know what you're getting. One day it's a hailstorm. The next day it's freezing cold.
Yeah, I went to Dallas, but I was only there for a few hours because it was like a stopover. But I stayed in Austin, Texas a little while ago, and that was really cool.
Well, you should make your way down over towards Katy area so you can come see me.
Oh. Yeah. Anyhow, so I take pictures with Nikon cameras. A little while ago, I tried to like, oh my gosh, are you smoking?
I am. Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just bugging you. I
I
don't
don't.
smoke, but like if it's on like a good day, like a celebration, then we'll have cigars and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't smoke that often. It's very rare that I do. So,
But yeah, so I take pictures with Nikon cameras. And a few years ago, I had a whole bunch of people around me, other photographers that I knew that were using Canon cameras. And I was like almost jealous. I thought, oh, because, the pictures turn out a little bit different, I guess. But I think it's not only because of the types of camera that you have, but like your own skill and everything, right? And so I was like, oh my gosh, their pictures are better than mine. Does that mean that my camera sucks? So yeah, it's too expensive to like change over now because then you'd have to buy a whole bunch of lenses and stuff just so it fit with your camera.
so do you prefer Nikon over any other style?
Yeah, I just think that if you look at the specs when you're buying a camera, so don't like this is one thing. If you're gonna buy a camera, you can buy it from places like I don't know if there's Best Buy in the US, but
Mhm.
yeah, okay. So before you go to the store, go to like the spec for the camera. I'm sure like if they have a Panasonic camera, you can go to panasonic.com or whatever and look at the reviews of the camera. And the most expensive camera is not always the best one, right?
Okay.
So you can get like a Panasonic or a Sony camera as your first camera, and like it's gonna be good. You'll be able to take sports pictures. You'll be able to take video. You can
And
vlog with
mount
it.
pictures.
Mm. And those cameras are really good for vlogging because they're not super heavy. So you can. Oh, I should show you this actually. So I got this really cute kind of vlogging kind of thingy. It's like a
Tripod?
mini kind of grip. So it goes in a whole bunch of different directions, and you put your tiny point and shoot camera on it, right? And so you can put it on like a pole, put it in your car, or anything, and it kind of grips any direction.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really cheap. It was like $9. So it's not
Wow.
expensive.
A lot of
So you get
YouTubers
one of those
make
little.
everything seem so expensive. So it kind of scares off like beginning YouTubers. Like I watch Lance 210 and he talks about Gorilla Pods. Like I'm not bashing him. I love watching him. But he talks about how he uses the most expensive equipment and it's like not all of us have the money to buy expensive equipment when we're first starting.
Hmm. You should
So
watch Casey Neistat if you like vlogging.
watch who?
Casey Neistat. He's like
Okay.
this really, really famous YouTuber that kind of skateboards everywhere in New York, and he does a vlog every day. And he has like a gorilla, whatever. And he uses a whole bunch of different cameras, not just like the most expensive camera. And he just holds it in his hand, right? But it's really cool. He's grown. If you look at his old videos, none of them were like super special or anything. They were like grainy and stuff. But he shows you how to take pictures and videos and stuff like that too.
Okay. Yeah, see, like my YouTube, like, I'm a mom. I have my son who I gave birth to. He'll be 4 May 5th, and then I have a brand new 2-year-old and a 7-month-old, and those two are my stepchildren. And like I talk about my children in my vlogs, but due to my husband's request, like he don't want the kids in the vlogs. So I'm kind of like, okay, I know the kids aren't going to be in the vlogs, but I can talk about them. But it's like, in one of my videos, my husband's walking down the stairs and my face is like, and I quickly ended my vlog. And I felt so bad. I was like, no one's watching my vlogs. Like, oh no.
I'm sure they were like, who's that?
If I had viewers, I think maybe that'd be a comment. But it's like until I get a lot of subscribers and a lot of viewers, it's like I'm not gonna comment on my own videos and be like, I'm sorry my husband walked in, or, you know.
Or
But
if you
it's
don't want
like,
to put like your actual kids in the vlog, because sometimes they're like crazy people out there, and they try to like find out who they are, right? And so if you
hmm
don't put like your actual pictures of them in the vlog, but what you can do, you can like, I don't know, maybe use like an animation or something when you're talking about your kids. Like, so you film the video, right? And then you use something like Cartoonify to make an animation of your kids, like an animation baby or animation of so and so. And then you can use iMovie, which is free, right? To put them on top of the video. So like when the video is being played, when people are watching it, you just superimpose it in iMovie when you're talking about them.
okay. But see, I have Android though. I don't have iPhone. But hello, Luke's Taylor.
Oh my god, I can't even tell if there was other people watching. I totally forgot. I was just looking at you in the guest queue. Oh, okay, yeah.
I do the same thing. So, but if they pop up, I can say hello to them too. So, sorry, my
Yeah.
hair's kind of a mess. I tried quickly putting it in a little bun, but my hair's too curly for that today.
Oh, yeah,
I put
I'm
my
gonna
hair
look
in a high
really different
pony.
next month because I'm gonna like braid up all my hair and everything. And ah,
Yeah.
I get my eyebrows done again.
Oh, girl, I need to get my eyebrows done. They are not on fleek. Like this eyebrow, nope.
So one time, I decided to go to the same kind of place to get my eyebrows done, but it wasn't like, it was like I go to a place called Merle Norman. It's like a spa, and it was in a different city. And so it wasn't the same lady who was doing it. And I was like, okay, it's not going to matter. They're all trained the same way. And so I go, and I was really naive. And we're in a mall where it was, and the girl who did it was this really young, kind of ditzy girl, but I was really, I don't know, I don't like to be mean to people. And so she
Yeah.
did it, and then she gave me the mirror at the end, and she's like, how do you like it? And it was like the eyebrows ended there.
Oh
And there was like
no.
baby eyebrows on my adult face. And because I didn't want to be mean to her, obviously I was like, I like it. And then I went out into the food court and my friends were there and I cried because I had to
Oh.
pencil in my eyebrows for a couple weeks.
And it's so hard to like do pencil and make it look really good. It's so hard to do. I gave up.
They have gels now that you can use too. Instead of just
Yeah.
pencil, like it's a brush gel that you just put on.
Yeah, I have one of those, and then they have a powder now to where you just fill it in. But it's like the powder, like, because my hair, like, I'm Irish and Italian, so my hair is like a reddish blonde with brunette. So it's like I go with the brown, then it doesn't look really well on me. It's disastrous. So I have to use eyeshadow, brown eyeshadow to do my eyebrows. So,
If they don't have it, yeah, I guess so.
yeah.
Hmm. I don't know. What else can I tell you? Oh yeah, I will add you on Snapchat. What is your Snapchat again? Just 1 second.
Here, I'll type it down below for you.
Oh, okay, thanks.
You're welcome. And my Instagram is the same way too.
Okay.
Let's see.
Mm.
I almost sent you my email by accident on here. It's like I don't need everyone emailing me.
Oh
Cause
no.
I gave another YouNow girl my email and my phone number, and I had like 90 different phone calls like immediately, and they're like, "Oh, I got your number. I think you're cute. Like, let me DTF
Oh.
with you." I'm like, "Honey, I'm married." So I kind of learned. So,
Okay, I'm looking for you. Do. Oh, I see you.
mhm. I'm wearing a gray shirt in my Snapchat, a gray tank top, and then on my Instagram, it's the same picture on YouNow,
Okay,
So,
yeah. No, I'm on your Instagram right now.
okay.
Sorry. I'm like making a face. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy that I accomplished that. Oh my gosh. Mm,
Ooh, I feel like I'm about
okay.
to this.
Hmm.
I'm
But
about
yeah, like I was saying earlier, about the Kim Kardashian thing. Did you hear about that?
Oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. Like, if you looked at my Instagram, dude, like, one picture, I look so thin in my cheeks. Like, I look like in my picture. And it's like the other ones, I look so fluffy in them. And it's like, just to hear that, I was like, that's a shame.
Well, if you use Photoshop, so I have to use Photoshop to edit pictures, but so if I'm taking a picture of a model, I am going to airbrush them because, they're a model. They want to have white teeth, not yellow teeth, and they want to have like, if they have a zit there, they want it gone. And so yeah, I'm going to do it. But they have tools in Instagram that people use, not Instagram, Photoshop that people use all the time to kind of suck in, like if you have extra skin here or fat in your arm, they just suck it in the picture and they can erase it, and they can stretch your body a couple of feet and stuff, and yeah, people
Did you
use
hear
all that.
about Megan Trainor? Like, it was her video. She's wearing a blue dress. And she made a comment saying how someone photoshopped her butt to make it look bigger or smaller. I can't recall. Oh my gosh, she blew up on that video. She was like, I don't like it. You don't deserve to Photoshop me. Da 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 da. And it's like, just because you're a brand new celebrity, honey, you don't need to, like, bash. Like, I can even tell the difference. When they showed the difference in another video, there's no difference. Like,
The funniest one that I ever saw though was Keira Knightley in the Pirates of the Caribbean, like the first couple of movies. They did like a promo of her, and she was caught using Photoshop, and it was funny because like she's really skinny, and
mhm.
it was a picture of her like shooting an arrow or something like that, and she had no boobs in the real picture. And then they gave her lots of boobs in the next one, and she's like, yes, I know that I am flat. Like, can you imagine giving somebody boobs?
Oh, I can't even imagine. It's like, in my opinion, it's like, because when I was a lot younger, my grandmother put me into modeling because I'm very long-legged, and that's what they wanted. So I came in first place when I was modeling when I was younger. But what they wanted was smaller frame, da 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 da. Like, there's so many requirements to have just to model. And it's like, you have to weigh under 100 pounds. You have to look this way. You have to dress this way. And it's like, I chose to model when I was younger. Like, you
Oh my
can't
god,
tell
voice
me.
froze.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I good now?
Yeah. Yeah, the voice froze too. It was like
But it's like, when you're a model, it's like you chose to go into that or you were picked. And it's like, why can't the personality stay the same? Why does the personality have to change? So it's
Yeah.
like, it's sad how they changed so many people.
Yeah. Well, I noticed too, though, it's changing a little bit. Like, still in places like Paris and London, those are kind of crazy modeling places where everyone's like, you have to be so skinny. But I used to live in Japan, and
Mhm.
models over there are different. They're shorter and more full figured. A couple of them are like, their hair is longer, and they don't look like the standard person from North America. And like, I'm sure, you can go and be a hand model. People who like sell Dove soap, they're your hand models and leg models and stuff like that too.
Yeah. It's so upsetting though. It's like, I know one girl who she wore gloves that came up to here on her. And she was like, oh, I'm a hand model, and you can't touch my hands. You can't do anything with my hands. Like, my nails are perfect. If there's a little incident in my nails, like, no, you got to redo it. And I was in there next to her getting my nails done. I was like, diva much? And she goes, attitude.
Hi.
She's trying to give me a lawsuit if I went like this to her. And I was like, honey, give me a lawsuit. I'll be happy. You'll lose. Because everybody, like, if you accidentally bump into her, lawsuit. It's like, honey, you don't have an attorney like that.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I have to go soon. But it was really nice talking to you. And yeah, well, do it this way with your other hand. Oh,
Me, so I go this way to you.
what are you doing? You're supposed to, go like that, so it could be like, okay. Oh gosh. Okay, so I'm usually on in the evenings. It's like around 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock when I start my broadcast, so check me out tomorrow. And I will try to do another challenge where I'm on like every single day too to talk about photography. But I think it's really awesome that you like photography too. And just, yeah, save up and use your cell phone if you want to start a vlog channel.
I will. I plan on making another video tonight, so everyone should go check.
Just let me know. Okay, bye.
Bye.
She was so nice. And I'm definitely going to watch her channel. Oh, you're probably still there. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I have to actually, finish my video, and I have to actually do some captions on some pictures and stuff and get on some social media tonight. But check out my Twitter, because I do post something there every day, and I will show you my YouTube again, so you can go visit it. That's my YouTube channel, Monique Massiah. On fire. You don't have to subscribe, but I really like it if you did subscribe. So, yeah. Keep taking pictures. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.